The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Ahmed Dangiwa, has threatened cement manufacturers with reopening borders for importation of cement to reduce cost. The minister said this during the meeting with cement and building materials manufacturers concerning the astronomical increase in the cost of cement nationwide. He further expressed his displeasure at the stance of Cement Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, (CMAN), whose representative said the association does not interfere with the pricing of cement.
So, because this is clearly a crisis of housing delivery and even the construction industry. For us as a Ministry of Housing, an increase in essential building material means increase in prices of houses, affordable houses to the Nigerians, who constitute over 80% of the population, the low and medium income earners. Because an increase in the cost of building materials means more and more Nigerians can no longer afford to own houses and provide a decent shelter for themselves and their loved ones. Many countries are facing the same type of challenges that we are facing, some even worse than that. But as patriotic citizens, we have to rally round your country whenever there are crises to ensure that we use our best, to put our best and ensure that we save the situation. We spoke about the gas supply that constitutes a chunk percentage of your production cost, which we know that that one, even the gas is produced in Nigeria. The only thing that you can tell me that is not that enough for that. So for you to say that even if 50% of your production costs are used in the production process, substantial parts of this gas are produced in the country that you use in producing that. But some of the manufacturers will just go behind that and take advantage of that. The mining equipment which we mentioned, you buy a mining equipment that can take years you are using it. The time you bought it, maybe it's at a lower price. But because now the dollar is high, you now come and say that you are using that as a reason. Honestly speaking, we have to sit down and look at this critically and know how we should go back and think of this. There's demand and supply. That will be good for you because the government stopped importation of cement. They stopped the importation in order to empower you to produce more. Otherwise, the government opened the borders for mass importation of cement. The price will crash, but you have no business to do. At the same time, the employment generation will go down. You have that advantage of that you produce, you sell. Even that factor should be enough for you to be considering how to reduce your own cement. Not to be considering other factors that are in the market that you need to reap from. The Seaman, I'm not happy with your leadership. Because Seaman, you are supposed to be the Cement Manufacturer Association of Nigeria. You are not just to sit down, whatever the cement producers did, that's just it. You can't say you don't have a say in their pricing. You can't just say that. You are an association that should regulate their manufacturing, should regulate their own marketing. And if you can do that, then you should also have a say in ensuring that you regulate the pricing. One person cannot be selling at 3,500, another is selling 7,000. You can't call them to order. That is the essence of Seaman. Otherwise, an association has no need to be an association.
Earlier, Mr. Salako James, Executive Secretary, Seaman, said the housing policy of the administration of President Bola Tinubu was laudable and every responsible Nigerian has to key into it. He, however, noted some areas of concern and appealed to government to look into to tackle the issue of cement pricing. At the end of the meeting, the minister instructed that a committee should be constituted to review the situation and come out with implementable results that would benefit the common Nigerian. The three major cement producers, Dangote PLC, Bois PLC and Lafarge PLC were represented and other industry stakeholders.
The cement industry has another big challenge. That big challenge is the distribution aspect. Our members try as much as possible to bring the product closer and closer to the people by opening several depots. Almost on monthly basis, we are thinking of how to open depots so that they can cut some of the cost to the end user. But you see, SARS and mass distribution is partially our responsibility, but most part of that distribution is done outside the control of the cement manufacturers themselves. And when we talk about cement price, most times people think that it is the price that we sell at our factories that are being sold, that cement is being sold for in the market. It is not so. The markup that is also outside today, even the manufacturers are not making that gain. So there is ex-factory price, there is also open market price. In most cases, the gap between the ex-factory price and the open market price could be said to be outrageous. But then we are not the distributors, we are not the retailers. They also, if you ask them, they will have a lot of stories also to tell.